Hello students, I am Dharmesh Kantharia and today I bring part 4 of chapter 14 Sources of Energy for Standard 10 Science. Today in this video I am going to discuss about 3 questions. In these 3 questions, the first will be the MCQ. There are 3 MCQ questions will be discussed with description given in your textbook. The second questions will be compare and contrast fossil fuels and the sun as a direct sources of energy. And last question of this video will be compare and contrast biomass and hydroelectricity as a source of energy. Okay students, before starting this video, I beg that if you haven't subscribe my YouTube channel still, please subscribe it, because our YouTube channel Deepam Gyan Kranti is one of the biggest source of knowledge and it will be helpful to you in your future as well. Thank you. Before the first question of today's video is that a solar water heater cannot be used to get hot water on which day? Okay, the question is like that. It is the first MCQ of your textbook. A solar water heater cannot be used when it is not used. It is very simple question. Okay, the answer is on a cloudy day. Okay, on a cloudy day we cannot use solar water heater. Why? Okay, I say that I'm going to give you description as well why. On a cloudy day we cannot use the water heater. The reason is that a solar water heater uses solar energy to heat water. It requires bright and intense sunlight. The main reason is that it needs bright and intense sunlight to function properly. So that a cloudy day cannot be appropriate to get heat water. On a cloudy day, the sunlight reflects back in the sky. Due to the clouds, the sunlight reflects back from the clouds and is unable to reach the ground. You have seen mostly during the monsoon we cannot see a proper sunlight on the earth. And the main reason is that sunlight reflects back. Therefore, solar energy is not available for the solar heater to work properly. Hence, solar water heater does not function on a cloudy day. So, your answer will be a cloudy day. MCQ is very simple, but you have to understand why this answer is proper for this question, and that is why I am giving a perfect description with the questions. Okay, the second MCQ, the question is that which of the following is not an example of biomass energy? Okay, which is not an example of biomass energy? Options are a wood, B gobar gas, C nuclear energy, or D coal. Okay, and your answer will be nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is not an example of biomass energy. But why? You should have to understand the answer. So that I have given the total description over here. Biomass is a source of energy that is obtained from plant material and animal waste. And that is why it is known as bio. What is the meaning of bio? Bio means either it is plant or it is an animal. And biomass energy is obtained from plant material and animal waste. Nuclear energy is released during the nuclear fission and fusion. Okay. In nuclear fission, uranium atom is bombarded with low energy neutrons. Hence, uranium atom splits into 2 relatively lighter nuclei. This reaction produces huge amount of energy. In nuclear fusion reaction, lighter nuclei are fused together. They are fused together to form a relatively heavier nuclei, and they create this reaction, and that is why the reaction produces tremendous amount of energy. Hence, nuclear energy is not an example of biomass energy. You can understand from where we get nuclear energy. Wood is a plant material. Okay, here wood is a plant material. Gobar gas is formed from the animal dung. Coal is fossil fuel obtained from the buried remains of plant. This one is the coal. And animals, hence these are the biomass products, and that is why all these things which wood, gobar gas and coal are the biomass. So only the nuclear energy is not an example of the biomass energy. The third MCQ of this video is that most of the sources of energy we use represent stored solar energy. Okay, understand, represent stored solar energy. Which of the following is not ultimately derived from the sun energy? Okay, far from the solar energy. The options are geothermal energy, option B wind energy, option C nuclear energy, and the last one that biomass. And your answer is that nuclear energy. Nuclear energy does not represent stored solar energy. Okay, why? The reason is given here. Nuclear energy is released. We have just talked in a last MCQ. Nuclear energy is released during nuclear fission and fusion. In nuclear fission, uranium atom is bombarded with low neutrons. Hence, uranium atom is into two relatively lighter nuclei. This reaction produces a huge amount of energy, and due to we get a huge amount of energy. In nuclear fission reaction, lighter nuclei are fused together to form a relatively higher nuclei. The energy required to fuse the lighter nuclei is provided by the fission reactions. These reactions produces tremendous amount of energy. This reaction can be carried out into the absence or presence of sunlight. Okay, we can do these reactions either in the absence or in the presence of sunlight, so that we can say that sunlight is not important for the fission for the nuclear energy. There is no effect of sunlight on this reaction. So we can say that the answer, which of the following is ultimately derived from the sun energy? Okay, the answer is that nuclear energy. Now, hence nuclear energy is not ultimately derived from sun energy. Okay, ultimately derived from sun energy, not ultimately derived from sun energy. Now talked about the geothermal energy, wind energy and biomass are all ultimately derived from the solar energy in a different way. Geothermal energy is stored deep inside the earth crust. It means at the core of the earth in the form of heat energy. The heating is caused by the absorptions of atmospheric and oceanic heat. It is the sunlight that hits the atmosphere and oceans. So ultimately it depends, means geothermal energy is ultimately dependent on the solar energy. In wind energy is harnessed from the blowing of the winds, and you understand why winds are created. The uneven heating of the earth's surface by sun causes wind. Because of the heating of the earth, the wind is created, so that it is ultimately dependent on the sun energy. The biomass is derived from the dead plant and animal waste. And you know that all the plants and animals are dependent on the solar energy. Chemical changes occur in these dead plants, and animal waste is in the presence of water and sunlight. Hence, biomass is indirectly related to the sunlight. All these things, geothermal energy, wind energy and biomass, all ultimately dependent on the sun energy. Directly or indirectly, they are dependent on the sun energy, solar energy. That is why only the nuclear energy is far away from the solar energy. Now, the next question, question number 4. Compare and contrast. We have to give the compare and contrast. Compare the fossil fuel. Okay, comparison between the fossil fuels and the sun as direct source of energy. As direct source of the energy. And our answer is that fossil fuels are energy sources such as coal and petroleum, and both are obtained from underneath the earth's crust, and we get from the core of the earth both of these things, coal and petroleum. They are directly available to human beings. We can easily get it for use. Hence, fossil fuels are the direct source of energy, because we easily get it, so that we can say that they are the direct source of energy. But unfortunately, both of these things, coal and petroleum, are limited in amount. These are non-renewable. The main thing is that both are non-renewable sources of energy, because this cannot be replenished in nature. It cannot be changed. Next, fossil fuels take millions of years for their formation. If the present fossil fuels of the earth gets exhausted, it means they are over. Its formation will take several years. It is not several years. It will take millions of years. Okay. Fossil fuels are very costly. On the other hand, solar energy is renewable. Okay, the main thing is that solar energy is renewable and direct source of energy. The sun has been shining for several years. Several years means more than 5 billion years. More 5 billion years, it will give us solar energy. The sun has been shining for several years and will do so for the next 5 billion years. Okay, here it is given. Okay, for more 5 billion years, it will give its heat and energy. Solar energy is available free of cost. All the ultimate unlimited amount, and it will unlimited. It represents in the sun itself. Okay, no one can change it, only sun can change it. Okay, the next question, and it will be the last question of our video. The question is that compare and contrast biomass and hydroelectricity source of energy. We have to talk about both of these things, biomass and hydroelectricity as a source of energy. Okay, you know better what is biomass and what is hydroelectricity. Hydro means water. From water we get electricity. It is known as hydroelectricity. And biomass, as you know, we talked in last questions. Biomass and hydroelectricity both are renewable sources of energy. Okay, both of the things are renewable. What? Biomass and hydroelectricity both are renewable source of energy. Number next, biomass is derived from the dead plants and animal waste. Hence, it is naturally replenished. It is the result of natural process, and because of the natural process, we get the biomass. For an example, wood, gobar gas, etc. are the examples of the biomass. Now, hydroelectricity, on the other hand, is obtained. We get it from the potential energy stored in water at height. Okay, remember this one, at the height, water at height. Potential energy stored in water at height. Energy from it can be produced again and again. we can use it again and again. It is harnessed from water and obtained from the mechanical process. We can get it from the mechanical process. Students, if you like our videos, our work, please like it, share it. If you have any problem and if you want to ask some question, you can comment us in comment box. If you like our channel Deepam Gyan Kranti, please subscribe it. It will be helpful to you in future. We have made www.deepamgk.com website only for the students, on which we are just uploading different types of materials till of UPSC, so that it will be helpful in your future as well. We will be here once again. Till then, give me permission to go away. Goodbye. Thank you.